Hey, artsy friends. Welcome to my composition art journal series. This is part 34. Just stop listening. If you want to see how I prepared this art journal from a composition notebook, I will put a link to that video down below. So I got this quote from watching a TV show on Hulu the other night. The character was being haunted by all these ghosts, and they're giving her advice, and they just got all this negativity and everything, messages in her mind. And she was talking to a friend about it, and her friend, who's a little older, just says, what's great about getting older? You have heard everything those negative voices have had to say, and you just stop listening. So I loved that, and it really resonated with me. So I thought, I'm going to write that down and put it in my art journal. And the reason I wanted to remind myself of that is because I don't think I have like actual ghosts talking to me, but I have self-limiting thoughts. I think I share this a lot on here, and I swear I'm not like negative and depressed and over analytical all the time, but I tend to be that way when I'm journaling because that's when I get introspective. Anyway, I am starting a new business, and I have this thing where I get really excited about something, and then I am the most non-competitive person alive. I don't like competition at all. As soon as there's something that's like, there's a winner, then I'm like, I'm out. I don't want to compete against. I don't know what it is. I'm not a competitive person. I guess it's not so much that I don't like losing, because I'm a good winner, I'm a good loser, but it's that obliger in me, or the approval addict in me, that is like, I just want us all to be winners and happy and whatever. I don't know. But when it comes to professionalism or whatever, or even creativity, sometimes I think, I have this great original idea and I'm going to be wonderful at it. And then I get on Pinterest and I'm like, like everybody already knows about this. Everybody's already done this, And while I have no problem in art just borrowing ideas for inspiration, sometimes in aspects of my life, I let it stop me from moving forward. So my business is home organizing and declutter coaching. I love to help people get organized, and I have really experienced a lot of freedom in just downscaling my possessions. I'm not a minimalist, but I have realized like letting go and having less inventory to manage, and it just is relaxing. Like my home runs itself pretty smoothly now. I do have older kids, so I don't have that, daily chaos to contend with. But anyway, I love helping people. I want to help people get in a good mindset where they, can manage their possessions without their stuff owning them. Anyway, I digress. So as I'm thinking about running this business, I'm, trying to immerse myself in just different education techniques, ideas, philosophies, all this thing. And I get out there and realize there's a million people doing this. They're the real professionals. Those people I'm sure are much better at it than I am. And I get in these stupid negative, like, I think I'm afraid that I'm not going to live up to people's expectations. Like there's already like a whole profession established, and somebody's going to do it better than me, and so why should I be able to do this? So anyway, those are the stupid voices that I have heard throughout my life. And so that's why I really like this quote. You just have to stop listening. I've heard them all before. And the reason that I felt inspired to actually start a business is because I just helped a friend. She called me up and said, hey, I need to get organized. I'm going to be selling my house, and I need to get this one room decluttered and all of that. So I did, and I loved it. I had lots of fun. I enjoyed hanging out with her. I enjoyed just kind of the encouraging aspect of it. And she said, wow, you're really good at this. You should, that people do this for a living. Like you could totally do this professionally. You should do it, and just that little vote of confidence just set the wind in my sails. So I'm like, oh, okay. I would love to do this. So Um, anyway, we are all motivated by different things. And so you never know if you have a friend that's good at something, a little word of encouragement can go a long way. Maybe they just need a little push in their sail to say, oh, maybe, because sometimes what we are good at or what feels like it comes naturally, we think, oh, it must come naturally to everyone, right? And but that's not true. So hearing from other people that that you're doing something good and helpful and can go a long way. So I realize you're probably on here to watch art techniques and tutorials, and I'm just blabbing about home organizing. But that's kind of what I do when I art journal. Is I let my mind process all of the things that are going on, and meanwhile allowing my creativity to just flow through art, through pens and markers and paints. And so everything I've used on this page so far is acrylic paints and acrylic markers. This set is a metallic set that I use metallics or something shiny on just about every page I make. So if you need a recipe to follow when you're art journaling, then I would say start with just covering your page with acrylic paints and let yourself go a little crazy. Create just kind of overlap or sections, whatever you want. And then you don't have to start with a quote. Sometimes you can add it in later. It can be the main focal point. You can not have a focal point if you don't want to. You can use words as background elements. You can do whatever you want. I typically go with a kind of a color scheme. I usually only use about 3 or 4 different colors that complement each other. Obviously, these are red, white, black, and silver, which I think are the only things I used on this page. Yeah, so if you're not sure about colors that go together, just use some scrap paper and see if you like them together. I mean, there's all kinds of color theory that you can also learn about on the color wheel that helps to determine, but you kind of get a feel for it after you've been doing it a while anyway. So I have a tendency to not like a lot of negative space or blank space. So a lot of times I'll just fill in the blank space with dots, because you can never have enough dots, in my opinion. All right, well, I'm going to leave you at that. I hope you've enjoyed watching me build my page and listening to me ramble on. I hope that you ignore or stop listening to any negative voices in your head and you just live your life to the fullest and go for it. And do some art.